Hi, hello, welcome to Spell Day, where we're covering a spell every single day of the year from the 5e PHB plus 3. Those plus 2 spells are homebrew spells. We're at plus 2 at the moment. You can back and playlist to find them. And today's spell is Project Image.
よーく見ろよ。この時計の文字盤をよ。鏡か。気づくのが遅いんだよ。
7th level illusion, casting time of 1 action, range of 500 miles, components verbal somatic material, a small replica of you made from materials worth at least 5 gold pieces. Duration, concentration, up to 1 day. You create an illusionary copy of yourself that lasts for the duration. The copy can appear at any location within range that you have seen before, regardless of intervening obstacles. The illusion looks and sounds like you, but is intangible. If the illusion takes any damage, it disappears and the spell ends. You can use your action to move this illusion up to twice your speed and make it gesture, speak, and behave in whatever way you choose. It mimics your mannerisms perfectly. You can see through its eyes and hear through its ears as if you were in its space. On your turn, as a bonus action, you can switch from using its senses to using your own or back again. While you are using its senses, you are blinded and deafened in regard to your own surroundings. Physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion because things can pass through it. A creature that uses its action to examine the image can determine it's an illusion with a successful intelligence investigation check using against your spell save DC. If a creature discerns the illusion for what it is, the creature can see through the image, and any noise it makes sounds hollow to the creature. So I had gotten Mislead and this mixed up and thought Mislead was the only thing that allowed you to do from a distance. As in, like, a second projection of yourself. Anywho, well, to the spell. A bit high in price, but 500 miles is pretty good. Yes, it has to be someplace you've seen before, but that could count scrying. Or visions, and then also just the past. And it has to be you. You can't be someone else telling you. It's not like teleport where you can kind of get something correct, or scrying where you can kind of get a description. This, you need to have been there. 500 miles as well, that's pretty good. And it mimics your mannerisms perfectly. I mean, okay. Similar to what I had been confusingly talked about in Mislead, but this is the spell that does it. This is the villain projecting in where the heroes are, especially if it's been a place the villain was previously, like the villain has an alarm or some kind of magical trap set there to alert them whenever someone's busted into their base, and then they cast this, the villain's there. Yeah, the heroes know that they're within somewhat of a 500-mile radius, but that's a 500-mile radius. And it's just a fun way for a DM to taunt the players. The villain, that is. In other means, this is a great way of communication. Yes, it's a higher level spell slot, but in the base rest system where you get this back every day, being able to just because you can talk back and forth, you can hear and listen through this you can hear and listen through these senses, and it lasts a day. So there's only a window where you're casting if you do time it perfectly and you're not concentrating on anything else and don't rest, well, you need to rest to get the spell slot back. So I guess there's the sleep window of when you would need to talk. But as someone brought up previously, Dream can fill a similar role as well for a lower level spell slot of communication, and Dream is a much farther distance. But for a crowd and not an individual, yeah, this is great. Having an ambassador that just had to visit once, and then every other time they try to speak something, say their mind, or need to get a word in from another diplomat or another kingdom, they just appear. Though not being able to stop that would be annoying. It's like a call coming in that you weren't expecting, but you can't stop it, you can't block it unless you have other means of abjuration to stop it, but it's in the sense that there's no save. So if you know someone's there, you could just have an illusion of yourself appear wherever. Want to bust into a noble's party, want to break into a small safe, especially because you can see things, so you can do this to scout locations as well. But using it as scouting, using it to represent an ambassador, just immediately getting a call in, or villain taunting, or players also just being able to converse with a noble real quickly. And you can target it so directly. Like, again, sending at least has the privacy of 25 words there and back. Yes, another thing they can't resist, but with this, I mean, that's a physical presence of you appearing there amongst a crowd with whatever they were doing. Also, it doesn't give you, for DMs, fun player goofy situations is if a player is using this to go and talk to some NPC, it doesn't give you a warning ahead of time unless they scryed. Nor does it give a warning to the person this is about to appear in front of. So they could just appear during whatever. But no, it's just an illusionary dupe of yourself somewhere else. You can't attack through it, but you're as good as there when it comes to communication and listening and spying. 9 out of 10, honestly. Like, outside of the spell slot, maybe 10 out of 10. It's a good DM spell. It's still a useful player spell. NPC spell-wise, it's great to use. PBEG, it's great to use. The material component isn't consumed, and it was only 5 gold pieces, which isn't that bad in the grand scheme of things. 9 out of 10. I think I'm going to stick with 9. 9's pretty good. Wait, no, the number's down here.